welcome our next guests, and we say hello and welcome to Fil Campbell and Tom McFarland. You're both very, very welcome to Highland Radio.
Thank you.
Cheers, Paul.
Lovely to be here,
Nice
Paul.
to be here.
It's lovely to have you. You travelled, you're Balik.
We're Balik. We've just moved back to Balik there recently.
Just a year last Sunday.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Where were you prior to that? Like?
County Down.
Oh, County Down.
Yeah, we were in Rostrevor.
Rostrevor. Is that where you're from?
No,
No, I'm from Balik.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, and
Sounds native.
I emigrated east for a while.
Right, very good.
And then, we were living in Rostrevor for about 30 years. We went there to record for the first time with Colin Sands and ended up staying. And then my mum passed away a couple of years ago and we moved back to Balik to the home house
Very good.
to start clearing it and then decided to stay. So,
So you're happy enough there now?
yeah, it's good.
Well,
It's
that's
nice
lovely.
being-
Aye, it's been a while now since I was in Balik. I would have done the markets years ago. Would have been on maybe once a month.
It was on a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we used to do the markets and we used to some crack. But then
St. Patrick's Day it used to be brilliant.
oh, massive.
used to be huge, yeah.
Anymore, yeah.
Right across the bridge.
Well, I pitched. There was a spot in the middle of the bridge, free, and I said, "God, there's a square spot there," but it was just up at the border. And the customs from the south were going to take me stuff off me, but that's all different now. And
Okay, yeah.
is the pottery still going there?
It is, yeah.
Doing well too, yeah, it's going well.
Good to see it.
It is.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
actually brought in some new apprentices. Somebody was saying there recently, which is great. There's about 80 or 90 still working in it.
Yes, Gus doing well.
Yeah, it is doing
Brilliant.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That Balik living range seems to have done really well for it. They're a very modern stuff, but they're keeping a lot of the old stuff going as well. You know?
That's
No, it's
good
good to see. It's great for the local
without a doubt.
community to have that.
Without a doubt, that's
Yeah.
amazing. But only yourselves. Have you're on like I'm looking at your say repertoire here or whatever, and your CD collection.
That's only a wee bit of it.
Is there many albums have you in total?
10, I
9
think.
studio.
Nine or 10,
10,
yeah.
I think it is.
yeah.
And you've done the TV shows and all.
Well, I did. That was when we were up here last. I did a series for RTE. Oh God, it's nearly 20 years ago now, called Songbirds. It was looking at the women who first recorded Irish folk stuff. So Delia Murphy and Bridie, of course, and Mary O'Hara and people. And then we ended up, as a result of that, Tom recorded all the stuff and we built our own recording studio from it. And it was a 6-part series about their lives, but with me singing those songs.
Oh, very good.
And it was lovely. Yeah, it was really good. And it kind of took us on a different path for about 8-10 years. And then we got back to doing our own stuff and mixture.
Where does your music take you? Does it take you over the world or?
Yeah. In recent years.
Yeah, we have been America, Australia, Europe,
And a lot in Germany.
A lot in Germany. Yeah.
And then, but it was mainly the folk club circuit we used to do.
Yeah.
Well, I keep saying we used to because it has changed a lot since COVID. But we would have done a lot in England, Scotland, Wales. The very old-fashioned folk clubs, and you know that very 60s style of
Yes.
club. And it was great for songwriters and just doing a show. You know,
We
doing a
still
gig.
do some of those. Like we're in a couple of weeks' time, we're over in Scotland again for a tour, doing some around some of the folk clubs.
Yeah.
But it's not as much as it used to be, though.
COVID
kills a lot of it.
Is it enough for you, or would you want it busier?
Well, we kind of did sort of until we moved. We would have both been teaching, and I run choirs and voice workshops and that sort of thing. But since we moved, we've not been doing anything extra. Just for now, maybe take a bit of time for ourselves. So we have a few big tours coming up.
Big
but
tour in Germany next year, and in February, March, we're away for 32 gigs.
Wow.
In Germany, yeah.
Well, that young lad Luca was in here. He's based in Germany.
Oh, is he?
Right.
Aye, yeah, and he's from here, but he's based in Germany. And the amount of musicians that have come up here that have travelled Europe, and Germany seems to be the big place at the moment. They have a great passion for their
They're
music.
big into their culture. They like anything cultural, and that's if you're bringing something to them,
Yes,
they're very open to it. They're very
appreciate it.
they're very appreciative.
The range, kind of the Guinness did a huge thing with pubs over there. At one point there were something like 1,500 Irish pubs in Germany, and Guinness were bringing in musicians to play in them, but they became very much a bit of paddywhackery kind of, you know. And
went a wee bit too far.
yeah, but then you've got ones then that kind of were real aficionados of Irish music who would either listen to your own stuff or know really obscure traditional stuff. Or we got caught out once because I would have sung a few songs in Irish, but I'm not a speaker.
No,
and you know, kind of I have a couple of fuckle, and that's about the height of it, you know. And some guy in Germany, after we came off from a concert, started speaking to me in Irish, and I kind of, oh, that must be the Connemara. I turned all Irish.
Good,
you know,
smart move.
Oh God,
Wing it.
yeah, he knew damn rightly, you know.
Excellent.
But it was, some would be, you know, they'd know more about Ireland than we would.
I know, it's funny,
You
isn't
know,
it?
it's fabulous. It's really nice, you know.
We were talking just before you came on to look at, and we were talking about Germany, and I'll say the same story again. The listeners are probably sick listening, but I lived in Germany for 2.5 years myself. My wife about 40 years ago, 40 years ago, and I can't speak Irish, but I can still speak German.
Yeah.
You know, and I picked it up out there, you know.
Yeah, isn't
And
it deadly? You know?
maybe a month down the Gill Talk or something would do me no harm. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, you pick it up more naturally, like that, I think. You know,
do,
when you're-
especially if you're out in Old East Germany, where people at that time weren't speaking English.
No.
Sort of, and you kind
Yeah,
of
you had to speak German. Like
Yeah.
when we were going out there not long after the wall came down, and we were doing gigs over in the east, and we were doing them over towards the Polish border as well in Germany. So you're right in the heart of it. And if they didn't speak German, they spoke Russian. So it was either Russian or German.
Wow.
Right out in those places, you know, and it was tricky at times.
Aye.
we were doing a gig one time in a place called Frankfurt Oder, which was right on the Polish border, and it was an Irish pub of all places. You know, this massive venue, and no, there was only one guy who spoke any English, and the rest of them were all and. They just kept plying you with drink, and in those days we kind of had a cup of tea. Now maybe too many cups of tea during the night, you know. And I'll never forget hearing Tom, who had no German at the time, and a guy who had no English, having this great conversation about the differences between the north and south of Ireland and east and west of Germany. The vodka was loosening in the tongues.
Aye, it must be a natural thing with vodka. Come here, we would love to get a piece of music from you.
Yeah,
I see you see the bar on and all.
Have I? Yeah, I'll do a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
Beautiful. Where's that made? Where's that?
This one's actually German, believe it or not.
Is it?
Yeah, my Seamus O'Kane that I have is sick at the minute. They had a problem with the binding on it, and he sent me out some new binding for it. I was just talking to him a couple of days ago.
Yes.
But this one's actually made by a German guy, a guy called Christian Hedrischak.
And are they made for the German market? Or
Probably a bit, yeah, but they do make them for professional musicians, you know, sort of around the world. You know, he makes a very high quality drum.
Looks beautiful.
Very high quality, yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive, but they're worth it.
Yep. First piece of music you're going to do first, then?
We're going to do a song called People, which we wrote during COVID, after we had said we were not going to write any songs during COVID.
yes.
Swore we wouldn't do it, and then we sat down and wrote one.
Yes,
so-
brilliant.
okay,
Whenever you're ready, we'd love to hear
Okay.
it.
We come into this world with a cry and a hope that someone will hear and be there to love and hold us, someone to always be near. Well, I have come to realize in this world we don't need a lot. It's taken time to get here to find it's people is all that we've got. People, that's all we got. People is all that we got. It's taken time to get here to find it's people is all that we've got. It's nicer to meet face to face than click like on some faraway friend. We're longing to be together and missing the things that we share. Your riches are not in your pocket, they're all around if you look. It's taken time to get here to find people is all that we've got. People, that's all we've got. People is all that we've got. It's taken time to get here to find people is all that we've got. People, people, people is all that we've got. People, people, people is all that we've got. Distantly so shall our wants and needs end up round the wrong way. I'm not sure which is which anymore. They get more confused every day. Buying the things that we'll never need just to fill up our empty heart. It's taken time to get here to find this people is all that we've got. People, that's all we've got. People is all that we've got. It's taken time to get here to find people is all that we've got. People, people, people is all that we've got. People, people, people is all that we've got. People is all that we've got. People is all that we've got.
Beautiful. There's a beautiful tone of that bodhrán.
Oh, thanks very much.
It's like
Well, this is just a brush. I'm doing this because it's. I normally play this on kit, you know, where I'm playing. Well, I'm using congas a lot with brushes and things on it, you know. So I'm sort of compromising here rather than bringing all the drums in.
no, but it's beautiful. There's a beautiful tone of it.
Good,
you know, it must be. It's like a very bass. You know,
Yeah,
very,
it's got
beautiful. It works in so well.
That's what I like about it because it fills in that area in what we do in the lower frequency end, you know.
Is there such a thing in bodhráns as different for different sounds? Do they work?
Oh yeah, like I have 3-4 different bodhráns, you know, and like I'll use different ones. This one's very handy, but I mean they're all tunable these days.
Yeah.
But this one, whatever sort of skins this guy uses, if I'm playing in a session, say playing with tunes or something like that, you know, where I can tune it up and it'll give me just what I want in a session. It gives me a lovely bass sound, but it'll also give me a nice high end as well, you know. So
there's a fellow up one night and he had it came from America. Buffalo skin was used. It came from America anyway, and God, beautiful. Beautiful sound, you know.
This is goat.
Goat?
Yeah.
Well, there's something nice sound. And Phil, your own guitar playing is just lovely. Not you just you just come out. What type of guitar is that?
It's an Avalon, made in Newtonards. Yeah. So I've had it about 15 years now, so it's really settling down.
Sisters of Loudon.
It's the Loudon luthiers, and for working musicians who can't afford to buy Loudon guitars.
I get you. That's beautiful.
Sold a couple of others to get this one. You know,
I know.
so.
How long are you both performing together as a duo?
35.
Yeah, since the early 90s. I used to do a lot when I was younger, you know, teenager and early 20s, and then I stopped and I got more into promotion and that side of things, doing bits of radio and stopped working on behind the scenes. And then when we got together, Tom sort of coaxed me into going back to singing again. And
we were married 37 years coming in January.
See, all you guys who remember anniversaries, and I never remember when we are.
No, that's nice, and you're still speaking. That's good
Just
too.
about.
But you work closely together, obviously.
We
you
do,
know.
Yeah. And
We've learned how to do that.
Yes, yes.
we have rooms at opposite ends of the house.
I know, I get that.
but
Funny enough,
it's-
I'm the same. Because I know what you're talking
You need a
about.
wee bit of space sometimes.
You do. You need two televisions. I know you need. I know. That, I know.
No, we compromise a lot. Okay.
And
I'm
do you be out much touring or?
We have sort of over the years we've done a lot. In recent years we've cut down. We had both of us had our parents were elderly, or my mother and both of Tom's parents, and we kind of stayed more around
Curtailed
home
you, but
during
yes.
that and did more teaching and stuff.
So over the last 4 or 5 years, it's been quieter, really.
And yeah, but it's at the other side of that as well. You know, kind of we're getting older, and the days when we used to, like, I remember we used to go out and do a 7-week tour, come home for a week, and then go out for 9 weeks. And you were sort of going, you didn't know what end of year was up. You know.
Even tired thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, and we're
Yeah, I
doing
know.
this tour in March. We're really looking forward to it. It's a part of a festival tour, so we're not the only act. We have 2 other bands on it, which is great. And we'll be picked up from the airport, and somebody else is carrying the gear, and it'll be lovely. You know.
But we said,
and
but
why
we said
not?
yes to it before we thought about it.
And then I was writing all the venues down on our website, and I thought I started to feel tired about halfway
I know.
through.
But it's nice that
yeah.
when you're getting taken care of like that. You know?
It'll be good because we're a spot on the show, so we're not having to do a full night. You know, we're doing probably a half an hour.
But normally we'd be carrying our own, you know, we'd bring our own PA and everything, and we'd be driving from here over to the continent, and it just, you know, you're 3 days to get to the first gig and 3 days home after you finished, you know, and it gets tougher as you get older. You want your own bed, you know.
No,
so-
I know, and you appreciate it more. But come here, do you see the your Ross Trevor based? You just put me in mind of Kieran Goss and his wife
Yeah.
Annie. They would do a lot of work over in
Germany,
Germany and that,
yeah.
you know. But they had Kieran and Annie were up here a couple of times with us, and lovely couple. But they bring it into like a holiday as well.
Do they? Yeah.
You know, where it's not all work when they're away.
Yeah.
Spend a bit of time and
Yeah,
enjoy it.
Yeah, Kieran has really had a really high profile in Germany, I think,
Aye,
on that circuit now as well. Yeah.
And
He used to be a neighbour of ours. He used to live a few houses from us.
is that right?
Yeah.
A big family. Kieran's good
Nice.
chatter and lovely
Yeah,
fella.
he's a great guy.
Nice
He
fella.
is lovely fella.
Great
But
guy.
yourselves, I just want to go into the songbook you have out here, and we get it on the camera, Jimmy. Can we just? It's called the Bird Song. Can you give me a wee introduction into that?
Well, about 6-7 years ago, we were doing some writing down at Annaghmacarrick and at the Tyrone Guthrie Centre. And Tom came down one morning and said, I've had this really crazy dream and I think I would make a song. And he read through all the lyrics that he had got down. I thought, God, absolutely. And I got a tune almost immediately for it.
It's one of those things too. It's, you know, you hear writers saying this song just came,
Yes.
and that happened to me, and I wouldn't have believed it. It just came in one rush, and virtually in one rush.
And do you where do you store that in your head or?
It was just in my head. I couldn't get it out of my head. I had to write it down. I just woke up and these words were coming to me, and I just wrote them all down, and it became the song. And then the song.
The song
As
became
soon
a
as
book.
I looked
Well,
at
the
it, I
song-
got a tune almost immediately as well.
Yeah, and
for
then
it.
we did it. We performed it in. Was actually in Castlewellan. Was one of the first gigs we actually performed it in. And this woman come up to me at the end of the night, and she says, "I'm a teacher." She says, "You need to put that song in a book."
Aye.
She says, "It just has to be a book." She says, "Because children, it's perfect to get a message across to children. You know, it's sort of a
Yes.
it's sort of talking about the birds coming from overseas, and it sort of
Yes.
compares that to immigration and.
It was around the time of that big crisis when all the people were walking across Europe
Yeah.
from Syria. Do you remember
I
about
do.
7-8 years ago?
Aye.
And it was really like we wrote a couple of songs out of that, but that was what really triggered that for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so that has. I mean, I never would have dreamed I would have been doing a book.
Aye.
But it's in Germany. It's been translated into German. It's in Argentina. It's been translated
Right.
into
Portuguese.
Portuguese. It's in
There's a couple of schools in England doing it with primary schools, and there's a guy in Australia singing it, and it's
So
been
it's-
really interesting.
Excuse the pun, but
So it's
taking
kind of
wings.
the book is the book is
Very
sort of
good.
aimed at 4 to 5 year olds, that sort
Aye,
of.
but there's a valuable story in it as well,
Yeah,
isn't there? And
yeah.
as you say, the education alone, and that's obviously why it's translated to so, because it's the same stories applicable in every country, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really,
Yeah,
like, when you think
yeah,
about it.
A good friend of ours did the
Illustration.
illustrations. Colin McAvoy is a great artist.
I tell you, it's brilliant.
He's originally from Rostrevor. He now lives in Dublin, but good friend of ours, great artist, and he
beautiful book.
He did all that for us. So
Is this the one book you done?
just the one book. That's all I've done. Well, it has sort of spurred me on in a different direction. I'm writing another song at the moment, which is more sort of environmental, but along a similar sort of.
You never know.
Sort of vein, so.
It might take wings.
Yeah, it might take wings, is right, yeah.
We would love to get another piece of music if you don't
Well,
mind.
we thought we may as well sing
We
that
may as
since
well
you're
do that,
talking about it.
since you're
yeah.
talking about it. We'll
If I just head for a quick ad break, and we are in studio, Fil Campbell and Tom McFarland are here with us, and we'll be back after this break. Don't go away.
Every visit to the Virgin Media Playhouse brings amazing offers, like 1 gig super-fast reliable broadband for just €45 a month for 12 months with no activation fee, and for a limited time €100 voucher when you switch online. Switch today at virginmedia.ie. Virgin Media, it's playtime.
T's and C's apply. See virginmedia.ie. Subject to location and availability. New customers only. 12-month contract. 1 gig broadband. €80 thereafter. Offer ends September 30th, 2024.
Highland Radio are planning a musical event just for you. Join us as we spend 3 nights in the luxurious Sleeve Russell Hotel, Cavan, from Monday the 3rd to Thursday the 6th of February 2025. You will enjoy luxury transfers, dinner, bed and breakfast, and nightly entertainment with some of the very best names in country music, including Michael English, Robert Mazzell, David James, Olivia Douglas, myself, Sinead Black, and many more. Join us on Highland Radio's Cavan Country Getaway for just $4.89 per person sharing. Single supplement applies. Early booking advised by visiting the outlet on highlandradio.com or call us at 074 91 25,000 today.
I'm talking away. You see, the ad is playing. You forget that you're live on air. But anyway, listen, we're talking about this. This is the bird song, and it is available from your website.
Yeah.
And the website is
philandtom.com, but Phil spelt F-I-L and A-N-D, Tom.
we heard the story about that because some of the royalties were going to the other Fil Campbells.
Well, there's so many Phil Campbells in the world. There's a town in America called Fil Campbell. And in Alabama, and they have a town day every year where Phil Campbells from all over the world go to visit. It's where, and
the
it's
Phil Campbell Convention.
It's a really small town. It only has about maybe 1,500 people, and it's just bizarre. It's the only town in America with the first and second name, but that's Phil spelled P-H-I-L. Obviously, you know.
That's unusual. Not the name, but the festival.
It was. I can't remember the town it's near, but it's in Alabama, and it's the engineer who was building the railroad was called Philip Campbell, and the mayor of this village basically paid him extra if he would extend the railway by an extra 15 miles. Out to some homestead or something, and they called the place after him.
That's brilliant.
It's bizarre, and there's, but it has become really complicated because when we changed the spelling of my name to F-I-L, the idea we thought it'd look more Irish, and it maybe make it sound like a woman rap. Because in England, if they saw Phil and Tom, they thought there was 2 guys coming along, you know, and so now I spend my entire life telling people how to pronounce it.
Very good. I know
But
it's
that
funny.
hasn't been such a bad thing.
That's funny. This is the bird
The
song.
bird song, yeah.
Aye, we're looking forward to
This
it.
is Tom singing again. So here.
Whenever you're ready.
The blackbirds and the thrushes and the robins sat around, discussing all the changes and what's been going down. I'm worried, said the robin, there's rumours in the air. I'm not sure what is happening, but I know that it's not fair. Have you ever wondered where the other birds have gone? There aren't so many here these days, I'm missing their sweet song. Some say it is the weather, some say it is the wind, but I think other forces are not letting them come in. We may have different feathers and sing a different song, but when we sing together, the differences are gone. That's your bit. We may have different feathers and sing a different song, but when we sing together, the differences are gone. If you look up in the sky, high above your head, all along the borders there's something being said. All the crows and magpies of the neighborhood are saying, we don't want you here, taking all our food, and living in the hedges and roosting in the trees, building mud huts on the walls and nesting in the eaves. They're stealing all our berries, they're eating all our bugs. We don't want foreign lads here, they're just a bunch of thugs. We may have different feathers and sing a different song, but when we sing together, the differences are gone. Now the geese that come from Canada are told they can't come round, eating all the grasses and messing up the ground. All the swifts and swallows are not allowed to stay. Even all the starlings have been told to go away. Well, I for one like to hear their exotic cry. They sing another language as they're flying by. I would think for all our children's sake it would be very sad if they didn't see that different really isn't bad. We may have different feathers and sing a different song, but when we sing together, the differences are gone. Now the blackbirds and the thrushes and the robin all agreed they'd have to teach the others that there's no need for greed. For birds they don't see borders as they fly o'er the seas to find a place to feed their kids just like you and me. We may have different feathers and sing a different song, but when we sing together, the differences are gone. We may have different feathers and sing a different song, but when we sing together, the differences are gone.
Yeah. Do you know, you'd think that song was around for years because I'm singing it with you then. The
Great, that's
chorus.
good.
It's it's so well written, and the message is brilliant.
Thank you.
Really, I love that. I have
Thank
to
you.
say. Never heard that before. Absolutely brilliant. Have you that recorded on an album as well?
We have, it's on the
Shoreline.
Together.
no, it's on the Together album.
album.
Yeah.
Excellent. And are you doing any recording at the minute, or are you just away from that?
We are actually
Funny enough, we were just talking about
coming up. A lot of these songs we're singing tonight are our own, obviously, but the getting ready for Germany again. This German tour, we'll be doing slightly more traditional set. We'll be doing birdsong, obviously, and
Yes.
so we're going to record some traditional songs over the next couple of months to have to bring out to that.
Oh, very good.
And
Yeah, we're thinking of sort of putting a compilation of a lot of the things we have done, plus maybe some new ones for this tour.
with that. Yeah, we like in our live set, we will kind of always do a mix of not so much Sean-O's traditional, but kind of the Delia Murphy type songs
Yes,
and stuff,
yes.
and some nice traditional ones as well, and good songwriters. Like I've done a Jody Gallagher song, and Eilidh Patterson, I've recorded one of hers,
Very
and
good.
so we kind of do a mix. As it's sort of when we do a live gig, really what we're about is just having a bit of crack and getting people singing along. And
Well, do you put that song into the set?
yeah,
Oh, we do, yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
And I have no doubt you find like I was there, you find the audience singing along to it.
Oh,
do,
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of them fun songs. But the message is brilliant. You never pass no remarks, don't you, until you see it like that.
Yeah.
But it's called The Bird Song, and it is available from www.philandtom.com.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there's the music of it is in the book,
I see
but
it.
you can also there's a link to go on to. I think it's on YouTube where you can hear the song and sing along with it and stuff, and for
Do you know?
teaching it to
Do you know
kids.
what I'll do? I'll get the grandchildren singing along to
Oh,
it.
do you?
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I think somebody was saying they learned it on the whistle or something as well. I can't remember what key I've written it in, but yeah. So
Brilliant. And so, where are you appearing next? When can people catch you, or have you anything that just?
we have nothing coming up local. Well, we're doing something in Glenties, but the date hasn't been fixed.
Okay.
We've just done Ballyshannon last week. We were in the Abbey, in the wee theatre in the Abbey, and nothing
And
really else.
next
We're
week after next, we're in Scotland for a
down
week.
Patrick on the way over, and then Scotland.
Downpatrick,
for a
we have a
weekend.
gig up in the theatre in Downpatrick.
You seem to be in a good place for your music. You're just enjoying it, or maybe you've always been like that. Have you give it
I
a?
think we've got more.
We enjoy playing.
Yeah.
The business side of it is harder. Yeah, and kind of I throw the head up every so often. So that's it. I'm not doing anymore. And
Do you have your music on Spotify and stuff?
we do, yeah. And we have, right, this is a real plea here. We've been trying to build our YouTube channel, and we have been doing some on home
Videos?
concerts and stuff, and some videos, kind of to go with the songs.
Yes.
But we've 198 subscribers, and I want to see 200 subscribers. So would just please go on and sign up.
Very
And-
good.
And you can, if you go through the website as well, I do a newsletter every month and give out a free song with it. One of our old recordings. It could be a traditional one, or it could be a new one or something as well. So that's on the mailing list. So it's a bit of fun. Yeah,
I know.
keeps us out of mischief.
you come
It's
across-
too late to get a real job now,
But you come across as two that seem to enjoy it. You give that impression on me, and
We enjoy the gigs.
No.
I love the gig. I love the connection with people. I
Yes.
love the two-way communication with an
well,
audience.
you have that in abundance there. I can see that from you. You're very easy to talk to, and you can see that natural. There's no because people like that. In between songs is equally as important, to connect with your audience.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're just what we are, and that's
Exactly. No,
you come across so many ridiculous things when you're around as well. So there's always something to tell people. The only problem is that when you go to another country, it gets lost in translation.
I know.
Sometimes.
I know. I get that. But funny, you do tell people there's a package involved in all this now, especially young people. There's a package involved in this, and part of it is having the conversation between songs and engaging your audience. And I always credit Johnny McAvoy as a great man for that. Equally, his stories were as good as his songs. So you had a full night of entertainment. And
It's funny that you mentioned Kieran Goss earlier, because we did a tour a long time ago with Kieran. He was doing a full Irish tour, and he invited us to do support with him. It was a long time ago.
it was
And-
with Francis Black.
Yeah, but we did one with Kieran on his own with his band as well.
That's right.
yeah.
We did one on his own.
And,
That's right.
But I at the time I was doing most of the singing at that time, and I wasn't very good at talking in between. And I asked Kieran, for a bit of advice, and he says, "Well, you never stop talking when you're off the microphone. Why don't you just do that?" And it was and he had got that bit of advice from Christy Moore, and so I suppose really for young ones starting, you kind of it's just relax a bit and get past the thing that the audience is a multi-headed monster waiting to eat you, and sort of
but they do appreciate
But
that.
they want to have this conversation with you as well, so to speak.
Exactly.
Not literally, but they want to
No,
be...
exactly. That's right. It's just to
connected.
get to know you.
Yeah.
We'd love to get a final song if you don't
Okay,
mind.
I'd love to,
Sure.
yeah.
And,
we'll do the title song from. Sorry, I can't get this out.
your
From that Together album.
take your
Excuse me a
time.
wee sec. And
When was the Together album recorded?
The Together was 2019, was it?
17, 18, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, 17 or 18, I think.
And the bird songs.
And the bird songs on that,
And
yeah.
these are all your own songs. Liz.
Most of them on that are, I think.
There's a traditional one on that, and think I did Peace and Iron, and there might be one or two covers on it as
Excellent.
well.
We tend to do most of the last one was Shoreline, the last album, and that's sort of unfortunately we made a bit of a mess. We didn't put the titles on the back of it, but it's inside. I know.
But that's just something different, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know, but we
that's
just,
one way of putting
it was an error. It wasn't on purpose.
But when we do a cover, we tend to pick one that from not, it's not such a well-known
Yes,
song. There's a couple of really nice ones on that, or I'm delighted with them anyway. But
We look forward to that.
yeah.
Well, whenever you're ready.
The Shoreline song's a bit of fun. That's sort of.
So this is a song really we wrote as a way of saying thank you, to the people we meet when we travel, because you don't see very many rich folk singers around the place,
Very
but
good.
you get your riches in other ways.
Very good.
This is nearly in tune. Hold on a second, it's not quite in tune.
Take your time. Take your time.
That's the one. Okay. As evening settles slowly over fields of emerald green, I wander through my memory to places that I've seen. All the friends I've met along the way, all the times I've driven through, and I think of all the riches that I've known because of you. Here we are together, let our voices ring. Here we are this evening, let us sing. Let's forget the world for just a while and toast the friends we've made. Let's sing a chorus, raise a glass until we meet again. With boats and planes through snow and rain, we've traveled many miles, seen wondrous places big and small, and sampled their delights. Heard many different languages, sang songs of love and war. And as we head for home again, your voices take us far. Here we are together, let our voices ring. Here we are this evening, let us sing. Let's forget the world for just a while and toast the friends we've made. Let's sing a chorus, raise a glass until we meet again. And in the morning when we're moving on, you'll travel in our hearts. Each journey brings us many things to cherish as we part. With the car piled high with souvenirs, we hit the road once more. And your voice is in our memory, will always feel like home. Here we are together, let our voices ring. Here we are this evening, let us sing. Let's forget the world for just a while and toast the friends we've made. Let's sing a chorus, raise a glass until we meet again. Let's forget the world for just a while and toast the friends we've made. Let's sing a chorus, raise a glass until we meet again. Until we meet again.
Yes. That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And everything works on so well. Your voices, the power on the guitar, everything works on so well. And I just want to thank you very much. It's been an absolute delight having you up in Monday night sessions. Phil Campbell and Tom McFarland, and continued success.
Lovely to be here.
And
Thanks for having us.
the very best of luck with the tour and everything. But you bring an energy that's so captivating, so enjoyable, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you both. Thanks very much.
If people want more information, your website once again is www.philandtom.com.
And YouTube.
And YouTube.
Fil Campbell and Tom McFarland.
Yes.
Oh, and can I just say one quick thing? We were very, very sad to hear about Ted Ponsonby going. Ted played on one of our albums years
the
ago.
very first album.
And we did. We were up at recording with him a few times as well. And I know it was
Greatly missed. It was his
Sadly missed.
year anniversary last weekend. And,
we missed it.
We missed him
funeral.
well. We missed him well. But thank you very much
Not
indeed.
at all, no.
The best of luck to both of you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you
This
very
is
much,
a brand new song from Thulis, our good friend Danny McCahony and Cormac Curtis, and it's called Jesus, Guns and Babies. Such a